our videos are restricted. So
we talk about geek things, gaming things,
Geeks,
just
gaming.
things in general as well.
And you had the other one as well. It's called what, the Essay Geeks.
Do the little geeks.
We're the Essay Geeks, but we had the Geek Inspired podcast,
the Geek
and then
Inspired
we had
podcast.
our
That was
little
the one you may be
geekdom.
thinking about, and Our Little Geekdom, which is what this is at the moment. This is the Our Little Geekdom podcast, which is part of the Essay Geeks thing. It's what we do. Cool. Okay, I'm going to do the introduction. Toast, just so you know, if you want to add any of this in, you're welcome to. I know it's like it's Vittorio, so
Toast.
shit goes all over the place with him.
Yeah, he's
He's
King
our
Evil
editor.
Toast.
He's King Evil Toast. So anyway, we'll do it. I'll wait for you to stop laughing.
Why laugh at Toast's
I think
name?
it's
Laugh
just-
at their name.
I can think of Call of Duty players who would rather take a beating with a brick stick than lose to someone called King Evil Toast. It was just the thing of, wait, so
Yeah, you should see him in Dark
what
Souls.
happened? Was it just the slice that came by? No, it's just a fucking fella called King Evil Toast. But I mean, was it whole wheat? Stop asking me about bread. That's not the, it was just a name.
Right, for those of you who didn't know, the video started a while back, but good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to all the geeks out there at Our Little Geekdom, and welcome to another Our Little Geekdom podcast.
Episode 41.
There you go. I was going to say that, but I started choking on my own phlegm. That doesn't help. We have the king of comedy for, well, I'd say the king of geek comedy is how I like to call him. The king of geek comedy with us today, Vittorio. Welcome. How you doing? She's trying the cheering. Nothing's coming out.
That's
Your
very
mic
similar
didn't even
to
pick
me
that up.
That's very similar to my set sometimes. I would like to introduce you to the most grotesque orange mustard, whatever the hell color that is, couch.
It looks red.
Yes,
It's a
it came with the apartment we're in, and what I love is that it folds out. So sometimes when, if you get bad news or if it's just been rough, you can just fold it out and just think, I can't go on. Just like, your bedroom might be 20 meters away. But just, when you do like snoring, where you just,
Yeah, no, Kez knows that very well because it's me.
the apnea machine will save your life.
I try not to. You know what? Funny enough, I'm actually using these sleep strips,
What
and they
is
seem
that?
to work fine. These strips that go over your
Where
nose.
you just
It's like you just pop them over here, and
It's
it
like a
opens
plaster, kind of. It looks and feels like a plaster that you
It doesn't
stick.
work like a plaster.
It doesn't work like a plaster because it's made to like do the nose thing. But the best way to explain it is it looks like a plaster that you put over your nose.
Okay, so essentially, I snore through my nose.
Oh,
right,
wow.
that's where the snoring comes from. So, what happens is, if you excuse me, if you put one over here, if you put the strip over here, it actually opens up your nose so that you can breathe.
wow.
Through your nose. So if and she hates it when I mouth breathe when I sleep. I really don't like mouth breathing myself. So I close my mouth when I sleep, and then I start to snore, and she hates that. So I now have a
I'm a very light sleeper.
she is. Honestly, if one of the cats makes a sound, she'll wake up.
Jeez.
Like.
So
the cat
he's
can
got
just sneeze
that,
she'll
and
wake up.
I've got earplugs so that if it gets a bit too rough,
Yeah,
I'll
when
just
I
put the
first got my
earplugs in.
sleep apnea machine that night, Claire couldn't sleep. Because
it's,
no, she kept waking up because now she'd mentally attuned herself to listen for when I stopped breathing from my sleep apnea. So that she would
right,
wake me
yeah.
up, so that I would carry on sleeping. So that the sleep apnea machine, that didn't happen. I had the best night of sleep I'd had in maybe 20 years. Claire didn't sleep that night. And it was the weirdest thing because I'd slept like a full 8 hours. And then when I woke up, I was dizzy because of all the oxygen I'd shoved into myself. I was like,
That's not normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have sleep apnea, so that's alright. I breathe. I just snore and breathe.
I snore and I breathe. It's a slightly different take on Game of Thrones. I snore and I sleep. And I know things.
Exactly. The freaking mic has gone way too high.
I love that. I remember doing voiceovers where you'd hear mic migration, where ever so slowly it would start migrating up your nose. Like you're going, I'm trying to do the thing here.
Yeah, that happens.
Ah, crap. And you don't want to touch anything because it's not yours, so it's expensive. And you go, okay, let's have another take of that. And they're looking at you through the freaking glass, and they're going, no, it's okay. This is way funnier. Just watch him do this thing.
That was us when we recorded driving, actually, because I had to play the guitar and sing at the same time, and you can't move the mic, and it starts coming closer to your face, and you're having to like step back as you're recording. But there's only so far in a recording booth that you can move back before you hit the wall.
And it's no matter how much sound suppression stuff they put in a recording booth, you will make a noise when you hit that wall. Yeah.
And it's always doof. It's like the most dead doof sound you'll ever hear, but it's there.
The only problem I have is my cover.
Oh yes, because of the kiddies.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she can't use this either, because if she uses this, the recording device that she's using seems to pick it up so well that hers clips. My mic, on the other hand, is so low that you can like barely see the lines, but it is recording. It's just a shitty recording system. We're both using Audacity, and it fucks around on my side and works fine.
It waits. It waits.
Same computer.
I mean, recently I went just diving into. There's a program called Articulate Storyline that's used by people who do instructional design. Instructional design is where you create education pieces to inform internal or external groups about whatever new thing you've got coming up. It's an emerging field. My wife's into it. It's very, very cool. Anyway, Articulate Storyline. I had a look at what it costs, and it was the same as when I was looking at it's like any number of the programs where you look up and go, okay, cool, this works for me. Sure, okay, let me see if I can afford your program. And you look at what it costs and you go, per year?
Nah.
Does it come with a cappuccino machine?
So there's nah.
Per year? Are you drunk?
A personal
it's like-
assistant?
Some of the stuff I go, I have a car that costs less than your freaking program. And I can't drive your program to go get groceries.
Exactly.
It's just, I was just blown away. You're like, I have a choice. I can either buy your program.
That's
for
a dope
year,
audition.
or fill up my car for a year. I think I'll choose the latter.
Yeah. I think I prefer
because
petrol.
it's got that nice,
Right
nice
now,
burny
thank you
taste
very
and
much.
Really clears the sinuses.
Exactly. No, that's a dope audition for you. That's it.
Any Adobe product. To be
Yeah,
honest.
we wanted to exactly. We wanted to a long time ago get Adobe Audition, because it was like, oh, Adobe Audition, it's a good program to use to record with, and you can. It's
There's
got
also Photoshop and
yeah. And we were looking at like buying this, and they were like, "Oh, it's cool. Well, this is how much it'll cost you: 20,000 rand." It was like, no, that was for a starter pack. That was for a starter pack. That wasn't even a professional recording
when I
pack.
saw what Grammarly costs. That's peanuts.
Yeah. And they haven't changed either. $24 a month for Premiere Pro. I mean, that is
$24
ridiculously
a month,
expensive.
if you're living in the first world, is not a lot.
Yeah, it's not much.
it's not bad.
But I mean, if
Try paying that monthly
But
when
I mean,
you're
that's the
earning in
thing. I mean,
rands.
looking at the pay scales, it's like an entry-level job in Ireland. what you will earn there is the equivalent to quite a decent entry-level job in South Africa, let's say.
Well,
Yeah, you've recently moved to, for those of the people watching and listening who don't know, well, Zip is busy choking. You recently moved to Ireland, so we have someone that we can relate to when we say that it's different living in the UK and than it is in South Africa, where you look at the prices and, like you said, an entry-level job, you earn a pretty much decent to high-paying salary
And then
in South
that's the weird
Africa.
thing. The entry-level job in the first world is the same as what you will earn in an entry-level job in South Africa. It's like, unless you know what you're doing, strap in, because it's not going to be a fun ride. But these are the things that we learn, as it's been good fun. One thing I will say though, is, having moved out here, things move slower, and that's not a derogatory thing. Things move slower.
Oh yes.
It's not this.
Except the postal service. The postal service is unbelievably fast.
The thing is that people use the postal service, and that took me a while to get used to.
It's
you
trustworthy.
get things,
Yeah.
and you get things.
I mean,
It's trustworthy. Your shit
It's
don't
like
get
friends of mine
stolen.
work, they work for some branch of government. I think it's Foreign Affairs, and they like that thing of people send in their stuff for passports and that sort of thing. And the thing of you send it, the next day it's there, and it's about a boom. But I mean, I've received stuff in the post, and I was like, okay. This is very surreal. Like they posted me my debit card, and I was like, "Are you high?"
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing when that happens. It's like, what if this gets stolen?
And they post you your
For
PIN for
security
your card
reasons, they
as
post them
well.
separately.
Yeah, they're
So the
separate.
post becomes
Yeah, and the one thing is living out
more
here.
like it's a two-handed instead of it's like two card Monty instead of three. Going, where's the card? Where's the pen? Find the card. Find the pen.
There's only one difference though. We're living where we do. We live in a little village outside of outside of
Where is
Glasgow,
it? What's it called?
and it's called
Eaglesham. Okay.
Eaglesham.
But it's written Eaglesham.
Yeah, but they call it Eaglesham. But the thing is, it depends, because some people call it Eaglesham, some people call it Eaglesham. We can never get it right. So I just go, you know what? Fuck it. I'm saying it like it's spelled, okay?
I
Eaglesham.
live in a place with an eagle.
Yeah,
First question I would ask.
but it's just outside of
The
East
first
Kilburn.
question I would ask is: has an eagle ever been sighted here?
Actually, yes, but there's more hawks here than there are anything else. We've got a lot of hawks. I know that we saw a falcon the other day, well, a while ago, but it was parking on our dustbins. was looking for the squirrels, because the squirrels are around there.
Yeah, we've got 3 neighborhood squirrels that come around for food, and they attract birds.
Yeah, and they also attract the predator
So
birds.
far-
I'm waiting for
so
a peregrine
far,
to come.
The only thing that I've not seen. I saw the silhouette of a fox around Halloween night, and it was the weirdest thing because I looked up this alleyway. It was a lane basically that was leading onto a main road, and the way that the light caught it, I saw the silhouette of something, and it was just standing there, and I looked and I was like, that's not a dog, but it's too big to be a cat. And it was only like a few minutes later I was like, holy crap,
Yeah.
it was a fox. And the thing is, I've heard a vixen more than once. The theory goes that the sound that
Yeah.
a vixen makes is the sound that Irish people associate with the banshee. Because
Yeah, well, it's the most horrid
They
sound.
make a
It's
weird
this
sound,
strange
so I
it's
wouldn't
like
be
noise.
surprised.
And I mean,
It's
I
like
was
it's dying.
getting up to go
And-
to work.
Yeah.
I just heard this shrill call, and I was like, I can understand why people would think that's a banshee.
Yeah.
It sounds like something's in pain. That's the first thing I heard
She was
when
so
we
worried.
heard it. I'm like, there's something in here. I need to find it. And I wanted to go outside.
I had to
And
explain
we were
to her it
still
was a fox.
staying with Zip's brother and sister-in-law. And they're like, no, it's
Chill.
Fox. Just leave it.
Yeah, it's
It
just
was
the
running
vixen.
around in the
She's-
back in the backyard. I'm like,
Yeah. because obviously there were foxes all over the place where my brother and sister-in-law stay. There still are, because they still live further out, so they live even further away from Glasgow now. And we live closer to Glasgow, which is kind of funny. But the funny thing is, there are foxes even in Glasgow. In the freaking center of Glasgow, you will see foxes running around. Where we work, when we drive, the one way we drove, there was actually a fox. He was being a bit of a trash panda, so he was busy digging around in the trash bins. One of the bins has fallen over, and he was digging around in the bin. I was like, "Yeah, you fucking trash panda, what are you doing?"
But Jesus, they're
very
fast
cute.
as well. Though,
Yeah.
'cause we almost accidentally hit one the one time because it was crossing the highway, and you didn't see it. It was literally there.
There's also fucking no lights on the highway.
Yeah.
But Jesus, I'm driving 70 miles an hour and this fucking thing runs in front of the car. Dude, I shit myself. And Karen's like, you didn't hit it, did you? I'm like, Angela, you would have felt if we'd hit it. Trust me.
Did you just call it Angela? Angel. Oh,
I said
okay.
Angel.
I was about to say, I didn't know that's
Angel. I call
I
her
was like,
Angel.
I didn't know that's his real name.
So,
That's my other name.
yeah, it's her other
According to the
name.
prophecy,
No.
She is the one,
The
the only.
speaking of the one,
My everything.
speaking of the one, have you guys watched
you watch?
the new Matrix? I haven't, because it takes me forever to watch stuff.
I
don't
was
wanna
one of
watch
those. I was one of those who said, "Why?" and said no. Sorry, but the Matrix ended at the end of 3, and I didn't even like the last one, but it ended at the end of that. No, I lie. I didn't like the second one. Third one was all right, but the second one,
It's,
the first one was the best one. Second one was the third one was like bringing an ending to it,
I mean,
and that
but
was
that-
how I
but
felt
that's
that
the thing,
Matrix
that
ended.
the
So I didn't
storyline
really
ends.
want another one.
well, technically, because
Exactly. So
I
no,
don't-
I didn't watch this.
I don't think there's a real need to watch it though, because people said it isn't really
But
that
this-
great. So
Yeah.
it
a
seems
lot
like
of
you're
people
not
saying
really
it's
missing
the
out on
ultimate
it.
irony now is that Hollywood is heavily banking on nostalgia, because to a degree, because it's so safe, it's this perceived
bad idea.
safe, and so they
Yeah.
go, okay, so they'll just keep releasing these things that cash in on nostalgia. And the problem is,
On
there
nostalgia,
isn't a
yeah.
project made that will live up to the power of your memories. Not a chance. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. It never will.
so look, I'm one of those weird people. I have as yet to watch The Mandalorian, but I'm slowly working my way towards it. Because
Oh, it's fine. I haven't finished
so
it.
I just recently finished watching the animated series Clone Wars, and
She hates the Clone
look,
Wars.
I thought it was excellent writing by comparison to some of the stuff that's been released. I mean, I'm happy that I
Yeah,
didn't
I
get
agree,
into it earlier
100%.
because they only finished it this year. I mean, the fact
Yeah.
that you'd have to wait that long for a final season, who do you think they are? Twin Peaks? And that's another thing on my list of stuff to watch. It's Twin Peaks, True Detective, all that stuff. It's like, I like to wait until, okay, are you sure? Is the series officially finished now? Okay, now I'll watch the bloody thing. So I mean, like with the Clone Wars, I found the writing excellent. I found it amusing that one of the strongest characters in the whole story is Ahsoka Tano, and I'm going, okay, so
Yeah.
now you have to actually, I don't know, include her in the other source material now. You know, before you say,
Yeah,
no, actually
because she
she's not
is, like,
canon,
damn
and they're all
powerful.
just imagining that there's this chickie with the 3 ponytails running around with the orange self-tan that went too far. I love Ahsoka Tano. I hate this word, but sassy is a good way to describe her early on.
Yeah, I also hate it, but it's the best thing you can put down for her. I mean, you know, what other
It's
word
just
can you use?
what I
It
like
sounds so-
is whoever's voicing her, but there's an enormous amount of thought and like a very good EQ that's put into her voice, and just the way she speaks, it sounds
Yeah,
like a caring human being. And so now, in theory, she's supposed to be getting her own series. and this Obi-Wan series is coming out, and every time there's a new series coming out, I'm going, just please let it be animated, please let it be animated. And no, we're doing live action.
I know, there's so many live action, and the whole, I don't understand. Okay, I don't like remakes. Personally, I think that they're stupid. I think there's no point. There was no need to remake The Lion King. There was no need to remake, and I don't care what people say, how good the movie was. I don't care. I prefer the original. I will always prefer the original, and I will never watch that one because I don't watch remakes.
Look, Lion King, the original animated film works. Aladdin, the remake stands on its own its own merit. Like, switch off your brain and forget.
It actually does. Funny enough,
it's not going to be that. If you can do that,
yes, it's not at all. But and the thing is, it was true to Aladdin as well. So it did fit nicely with the whole story.
That's the only one
That's
that
the only
actually
live action I liked.
did well. Like, I saw the trailer for Lion King, didn't want to watch it. Saw the trailer for Jungle Book, didn't want to watch it. Is it Snow White? No. Beauty and the Beast.
You can't have my heart.
Beauty and the Beast I watched for a little bit and I hated it. Cinderella I don't want to watch because they've changed it completely. I prefer my childhood memories, but Aladdin was worth watching.
Yeah. It was the one that we actually enjoyed.
I started watching Clone Wars after work just to wind my brain down. And so then my wife got into the story, and she's like, okay, I'm invested now, I want to see how this ends. And so we watched, so she said, okay, so I said, look, if you want to know what the actual storyline was, then you need to watch the prequels. So we watched Phantom Menace. I haven't said anything about what happens between Padme and Anakin, and I haven't said anything about Order 66. Like, she hasn't seen what it actually happens. So it's interesting sitting with someone.
Have you seen the Revenge of the Sith? Has she seen the Revenge of the Sith?
No, we watched.
Because that's Order 66. That's when Order 66 happens.
But it's like her comment. That was what I was originally going to say. Her comment was when she was watching Phantom Menace, she's like, she felt like she was watching the cartoon show again because of the way that the CGI looked. And keep in mind that film was made in '99, and like, people forget.
Yeah.
So that's 23 years ago, people. If that'll shake up your whole mind.
Yeah.
It's like, 23 years ago. Say it with the congregation.
Yeah.
Oh my word, I'm old. That'll screw up your whole year.
We all feel old.
I want to calculate it.
She's gonna calculate it now. You're gonna wait for all the symbols to go across her screen and her ears to start smoking. Did you actually have to calculate that, Andrew? You were born in 1990, Andrew. How did you have to calculate that?
I don't know. My brain's not working.
1990.
She was born in 1990. She's like, I gotta calculate quickly how old I was. It's like, you were 9.
The brain's still
1999.
The brain is still. The brain is on weekend mode.
You know that you get those birthday cards where it says, "This was the music from your birth year." At least you have quasi good music. I mean, I was born in '77.
Yeah, at least.
I tried looking for the hits of my year, and I was just like.
No, dude, I'm sorry, but you know what? The hits of my year. Do you want to know what the hits of? I'm gonna give you here the greatest thing. You wonder why I hate the year I was born in.
Oh wow!
1984.
Yes, with the book. The year the book came out. Okay, I got such. Okay, granted, there's one good song. What's Love Got to Do with It by Tina Turner? I gotta admit that was a pretty good song. Because I kind of like that song. But I got the great ones like Owner of a Lonely Heart by Yes. Hey, I got, although Ghostbusters is on there, so that's pretty cool. But then you get things like, where is it? There was a top hit on my birthday. On my birthday, it was, where is it? With fucking Madonna. I just can't remember the name of the song.
He doesn't like Madonna.
I believe fucking Madonna was actually, it's more of a, it was a hobby
Yeah.
at one point.
Holiday. That fucking crap.
For those of
On my
you
birthday,
who,
I was like, when they said, "Oh, these are the hits from your birthday," I was like,
for
"Fuck
those
you!"
of you who were not alive yet, look up songs from 1984, number ones. Then look at songs from 1990 that were number ones, and songs from 1977 that were number ones. 1977 was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Right? It was.
Oh, yeah, but you had things like "Love Theme" from "A Star Is Born" by Barbara Streisand. Because 1977, you know, that was when they had what's it? What's that stupid ABBA and all that crap came out then? I think, as far as I know. Look, there's some good ones. The Hotel California came out in 1977.
Stoned and
So,
talking about
there was at least
purgatory.
one good one. Yeah, there's at least one good song.
I have different problems.
Alice Cooper, You and Me. Yeah,
Pretty
there's
much
different
everything,
problems.
every piece of music that comes out on TikTok is pretty much my problem at the moment.
God, I don't even with the. TikTok,
I watch
with
TikTok for the cats and for the art.
Yeah, I don't even with TikTok. For me, it's like I just go, no. You know what? I actually have a life worth living, and it's not
Oh,
being
come
on
on, though.
TikTok.
There are some great songs on TikTok, like "Got a Stick in My Mouth." That is hilarious. It's
Yeah.
this dog with a stick.
Yeah, okay. There are some funny
There's
ones
that
like
one.
that, but very few.
And the don't be suspicious one when
That's
it's cats.
hilarious.
Yeah, there's those ones, but
There's
those are like
one-
cute ones.
I gave it to Claire. There's a clip that we filmed of our one, this cat that we've got, this black cat that's part Maine Coon. So it's big fluffy cat, it's named Sailor. And from Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the original series, not
Oh, nice.
the thing that got so much hate.
Nice.
But because he does have that look of, but why did the cat have to suffer? I love it. And so he's just got this. I mean, the cool thing about Salem is that when he walks, like at one point he'll drop his tail, and he'll walk. He looks like Toothless.
Okay.
Looks like Toothless. It's awesome.
God, really?
And so there's the kitty, big fluff ball kitty, and so he was behind the blinds, and all you saw was this tail hanging out. And so I told her, put the Pink Panther theme in the background, because I said, ding ding. Where's the kitty? Ding ding. And Claire looks at her and goes, oh, master of this. Ding ding. It's like, I am just a curtain. You cannot see me.
Wag.
Yeah.
There
this
is nothing behind
This
here.
is not
Wag.
the curtain you are looking for. I have to admit that some of there are some great lines
Yeah.
in Phantom Menace. Says, what are you doing? Shaking your hand like a, what do you think you're a Jedi? Says, I'm a whatever the hell it is. Mind tricks don't work on me. Only money. Yeah, I can see how that scene was problematic. Although, I mean, I explained the whole thing, the furor about that scene to Melissa. She looked at it and went, I don't get it. I don't see it. And I was going, hey, that's a good thing. That's excellent.
Yeah, the thing is, people made a mountain out of a molehill.
Isn't that the basis of
and
Twitter?
They actually made a mountain out of. Well, yes, that's why I'm not on fucking Twitter.
Should be the motto of Twitter.
The SA Geeks are on Twitter,
Let's get
but that's it.
offended.
Who can we upset today?
Exactly.
For an audience at the one time, since you do understand the point of Twitter is to distract you from your life, to make you think your opinion matters and that you have choice.
Yeah.
You don't. I stopped short of going into
Yeah.
the George Carlin rant because it's George Carlin's material. But basically, it's the thing of his
Yeah, you
It's
gotta stop short
it's
there.
designed to make you think you have choice. You don't. You have owners. They own you. and everything you do.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, that's pretty
Yeah.
freaking rough. Thanks, George.
That's why I'm never on it. Exactly. That's also why I'm never on it, though, is because it's ownership. You know, it's like basically it's I'm so important because look at how many people think highly of my comment. It's like, you know what? We're content creators. We know that people don't care about our about what we say and our opinions, and that's fine with me because I don't need to be validated.
One lady on YouTube that I follow a lot, and I look at her Twitter account. It's called Pushing Up Roses is the name of her YouTube channel. It's very, very cool. Very, very cool indeed. And like just some of the stuff she posts. I mean, there's things in there that just, you know, when you hear something, you realize that common sense is very much in short supply. Where she goes, the post that she made is testing. Is this thing on? Okay. Don't touch other people's tattoos. I don't know why I have to say this. It's like people just walk up to someone. This isn't a freaking.
That's
I mean,
risky.
this massive set of tattoos across her chest, but I'm like, dude, especially there. Just. Rose is a very, very beautiful woman, and she's a very, very cool human being. And just very bright, and like incredible, and the tattoo work is very cool. I just sit there going, why? Yeah. I mean, I had this when I had long hair. Some random fucko would come over and just fucking touch my ponytail. I'm like, what? Stay away! I shit more than you weigh. You might be punching above your weight here. Go away! Don't touch me. You know, the fact that we still have to say that sentence, don't touch me, comma, thanks, comma, goose, exclamation mark.
She likes to climb on my lap.
Dude,
8.
We had 9, but one passed away, so now we have 8.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, it looks like
actually passed away
you don't have a
recently.
cat, it looks like you have a void.
She is the void.
She is the void. I've always said, like, she'll sit on my desk. She'll literally sit right here on my desk, and I'll walk out, and I'll come back, and she'll be looking at me. I'll look at Kez, and I'll say, Angel, the void is looking at me.
When you stare into the void, beware, void stares back at you.
Well, if you looked at the camera, you'd see she is pitch black, and she's now making herself comfortable.
She's got a tiny little spot of white on her chest, but it's like 5 or 6 hairs, and then the rest of her is just black.
This is where my heart and soul
No,
is.
cat.
Do not
She has no
forget
heart
to
and soul.
long lest ye burn.
She does. She loves her daddy. She loves her daddy.
She's a man horse.
It's such a nasty word. I prefer
As you can see,
discerning taste.
She likes all
she's a cat of the
she likes all the boys because we had Geekoscopy come and stay with us over Rage and Icon one year, and she just attached herself to him, and we had Zaffa come and stay with us, and she attached herself to him, and she hates me. She despises me. I have to if I have to scratch her now, that's the only time I can scratch her because she thinks I'm Ziff. But if she knows it's my hand, she will not let me touch her.
Just so I can go back for a moment.
she's busy loving her hand now.
Run those names by me again. Zaffa.
Zaffa Geek.
Geek. He's a Twitch streamer.
For those of you who don't have the South African context.
Yeah.
You. And the other one was called
That's why
what?
I used it.
Geekoscopy.
Geekoscopy.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's like a colonoscopy
I was
just with geek.
not gonna say it.
He did the other podcast with us.
Instead
Oh,
of
so
the
what
rubber
is-
glove, he's got a big lightsaber and goes, just time for check it.
Well, he is
Wow.
a doctor.
Yeah, he is a doctor, but he's not. He's a
He's
doctor
a
marine
doctor in
biologist.
marine biology.
Just
But he's still
He
got
says-
his doctorate.
He says he doesn't consider himself
Hello,
a doctor.
fish.
He's
Are you
like
sick,
a
fish?
exactly.
literally the weirdest thing in the world.
That is fish.
Serious CPR. Can't use a defibrillator in the ocean. It will electrocute an entire ecosystem. No, clear. Everything starts floating.
All the people on the beach were standing there.
So, what are you guys playing right now?
Oh, shit, you so good.
I finished the God of War that came out in 2018. I finished that last.
Did you?
Just wait for the movie.
Well done. Well, that and we got it for free on PS Plus because now PS Plus is getting clever. If you have a PS5, you get a whole bunch of free games. If you have PS Plus and a PS5, you get a whole bunch of free games that you can play. And she downloaded it. Now she can remove it, so I can make space for Gran Turismo.
But it was a lot of fun, and there's still obviously things that you can do afterwards. But I finished the story last night. I'm not gonna spoil anything because I don't know if you or Ziv still want to play it. All I'll just say is the ending is whoa.
Well, there's another one coming out. So, me personally, I've been mixing and matching between two games. I've been playing Satisfactory on my PC.
Satisfactory.
So when Satisfactory.
Building factories.
Well, yeah, it's literally building a factory for a space corporation. It's kind of funny. But okay, so the game it's basically a survival game. So you still have to survive. It's like playing Minecraft, but with actual automation. You get to automate shit. So you get to like literally start from like mining with like a little portable miner to having an entire mining machine actually doing all the mining for you. You can speed it up, you can build new ones, make them faster, and so on and so forth. It's really epic, and it gets right now my factory is getting bigger. I mean, I'm nowhere near as close to it as Zaffa is. I mean, I'm like his factory is massive. But yeah, that's the one game, and you still have to survive because there are still monsters and they do still kill you often. So, so you do still have to survive.
On today's agenda,
that's the one game.
Logistics problem. There seems to be the unions are threatening to strike. Oh, and the dimensional shambler is eating your ankle.
Yes, basically. There's something called the doggo, which is very cute. It's a lizard doggo, and it's actually like a dog, and you can pet it.
But it's a lizard and it can hurt you.
No, it can't. It doesn't hurt you. It runs away from you. It's a chicken shit.
But it's a doggy.
But it's a little lizard doggo. It's very cute. But that's the one game I'm playing. And then the other one is Cyberpunk. And I've just started it up now because the PS5 update has come out. And I get to screw around with responsive triggers and haptic feedback. It's so fun. It's like when you pull a trigger, it feels like you're shooting a gun. It's quite cool.
Yeah, because that's exactly what people need.
It's like, okay, there's one thing well, up here we don't really have to worry too much about that, so it's fine.
I'm
sure it's the same by you.
Because I was having far too much fun watching people complain about all the problems with it. I mean, there's like one mission where you get a gun that doesn't miss, and so either it aims,
Skippy!
Skippy!
It's a kill shot, and then at some point it gets
Skippy the gun,
into a different mode. I mean, just because
I don't have that.
I'm sorry.
I had Skippy, but I did the headshot one. The other shot is the goring shot. Those are the two ones you could choose from. So I chose the headshot one. But my Skippy worked fine.
God damn it, Butters! Never shoot anyone in the dick. Why do you shoot people in the dick? That was
It's a fun gun though.
South Park.
I do like
Yeah,
it.
apparently, in one of them with Skippy is that if you choose the headshot thing, it lasts for only a certain number of shots, and then the thing has a nervous breakdown, and I think either refuses to work or something like that. I can't actually remember. But yeah, the
fucking smart
yeah,
guns.
I mean, it's literally a smart gun. But I mean, this is. I found out something the other day. I found out something last night. You know that 1950s style? You see it in Men in Black. and it's where it's very stark. Like everything is minimalist, and you can see how the building was constructed. That apparently is called brutal architecture or brutalist architecture. And I thought that beautifully describes that kind of architecture.
Okay.
I mean, you see it a lot in Control, because Control, the whole point of it is that everything has to be laid out in this way so they can spot something that's out of place or something like that. I mean, it very much has that, not dystopian, but 1950s government aesthetic to it, and that's very, very cool about that. So I just thought it's a cool name for things. But yeah, I mean, I spent the last 3 weeks trying to find a game to play that I actually wanted to play. I mean, I went back to playing Space Marine again just because I freaking enjoyed it. I mean, I'm not gonna rush out and get the second one, but I mean, there's something just amusing about the canon. And also, they do stuff.
Well, what is your?
What's mine?
Oh, sorry.
I mean, they do stuff in Space
What is
Marine,
your?
There's a second lieutenant that's the only human, with the only Imperial Guard forces that are left alive on the planet that you go to, because the Imperial Guard just get put through the meat grinder all the time. And like, she's one of those characters who was like, I wish you guys had done more with this character. She's actually very, very cool.
If you're seeing the mic bouncing around, it's because the cat has decided that she's going
The
to.
void is loving it.
Yeah, the void. The
void
void is
wants to
giving
give its 2
giving
cents.
the black microphone attention. Yeah. Well, it's just giving. It's trying to adapt to the microphone, you know, and become part of the microphone.
Assimilate.
It's trying to assimilate the microphone.
So you're going to ask me what's mine?
Yeah. What is your preference when it comes to games? Because I mean, you know, Kez and I, we have shit tons of games. So
Well, I like first-person, single-player games that are story-driven. If it's got a great story, I really enjoy that. If it's got an element of mystery to it, but I mean, you know, it's essentially what the Control is. I'm just trying to think of, like, there are games that I play where the storyline kind of creeps up on you. I mean, it's weird that I played Prey, the remake, the new one, not the original.
Yeah.
The original one is amazing if you can get it to run. Yeah,
If you can get it to run,
it just it takes a while. But like when I played Prey,
that's always a good.
I just got annoyed with it after a while because I couldn't navigate around. I didn't know how to, because I'm very much spatially challenged in that respect. Like, the one thing I loved about Dead Space is that it did that thing, follow this line, and it will take you where you need to go. I loved that. I was like, can every game have this now, please? Can that just be standard? Because the map in Prey, I couldn't read it because I'm just not.
It's very
Because it's
confusing.
in 3 dimensions, and I'm going, guys, this geek is having problems. Ooh, sorry. And it was just after a while, I was just like, no.
It's too much.
I gave up with Prey as well. I liked the beginning of the story, but I didn't get very far either. I also got frustrated and I was like, you know what, that's it. And I haven't touched it since. I want to. It's like every now and then I sit and I look at it, but then I remember the frustration and I go, no, next
No,
time.
it's like, I'm amazed there isn't like a mod or something for it where somebody's modded in this thing that says, okay, go here. And like, I remember like some of the monsters that I fought, I was going, okay, this is the entry-level monster.
Doesn't seem too entry-level.
Because, I mean, the thing of, there's only so many times you can get killed by an aggressive coffee mug before you start going, okay, no.
An angry coffee mug.
And there's not much that you
I
can
have
use
a
to
wrench.
defend yourself
No,
with.
really, I
either.
didn't steal this
there isn't.
idea from another game.
Or some glue gun, because I figured
Yeah.
that if you spray them with the glue the glue stuff and you just hit them with a wrench, it works.
You are on
but
the
there's
keyboard.
also so many
My
times that
favorite
you
is
can
when
do
you
that.
could use the glue gun to get to different areas. And I was just like, wait a minute. So basically, if you have enough glue, what is this climbing stairs you speak of? And it's like, I've seen stuff on YouTube where guys did that, where they're just like, well, I'm exploring this section today. I was like, that glue gun is like insta-burglary tool. The best thing about it is that, you know, if your friend is climbing up something and being a smart ass, you know somebody took a wrench and went, hey Jeff.
I would do that.
It's like, darling, I love you, but I want to test the theory of gravity. I love you too.
Yeah, it sounds like something I would do because I'm that kind of a person.
It's an age-old thing. Not everybody wants to be
Jeff.
falling out of the tree, but everybody wants to shake it.
Exactly.
I'd rather be the shaker than the shaky.
I don't know what you're trying to do. What is your plan?
It's going, this will get the humans' attention. Love me.
You should see what she looks like.
You're better to do it.
Oh, I can't because I've got a cat on me and she's literally on me. If I
Oh,
move my camera,
the kid. Oh, there's the void. Oh, beautiful
yeah, you can
eyes.
see her looking at you as well.
This-
She's looking at me.
It reminds me of this old joke. Martin Jonas, South African comic, used to do this gag. It's in Afrikaans, but basically it's during the winter months in the game reserves, and that what they'll do is they'll employ the local people, give them like walkie-talkies, and they look for bushfires. And this whole thing of like the dude radios through the first guy and you know, says, "Do you see anything out there?" So no, it's fine. And he radios the second guy, everything's fine. The third guy radios, obviously, that doesn't come back. And he says, he says, it's like, dude, are you there? And this voice says, hey, gig for me. Like he's watching me. Says, what? What? Come on back. Hey, gig for me. So he's watching me. And he says, what does the thing look like that's watching you? It looks angry. Is that hey, cake for me? Hoe lyk die ding wat vir jou kyk? Dit lyk honger.
Much better in Afrikaans.
Finished. That's like the first time I heard that gag. I was just like, genius. Because I can just picture this dude with a walkie-talkie, whatever the hell it is, just watching him. Hey, like honger. I'm easily amused.
Probably a lion or something.
Yeah, probably. So I did find a game that you might enjoy. It's not a first-person shooter as much as it's more of a historical first-person game. But if you like to suffer when you're trying to actually build up a character, and it's got an amazing story. It's got an unbelievably amazing story, but it takes a lot of work. This game, it's Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
This is the
dude,
one set.
you get fucking frustrated
It's
so
it's
fast.
set during like what the Near Dark Ages or something, and it's medieval knights and the rest.
1409. Yeah, 1409. It was just after the death of a good king.
Jeez, and this is before they realized the world is round.
Good King Wenceslas or
And
something?
well, the invention of the globe is in 1492.
Sort of, yeah. It was about that time, yeah. Where roads were still pretty much dirt. But you're fighting alongside, or you're fighting on the side of Wenceslas, who's basically trying to get the throne back from his uncle or something, because they were basically, yeah, sort of. It is. It's actually it's the true story though. It's based on proper history, which is quite cool. But you basically are a knight, and well, you don't start as a knight, obviously. You start as a blacksmith's son, and then your town, which is sort of fictitious, but we don't know because there's not much history on Skalitz and how what happened there. So there's really, because the town was destroyed, so we don't know much of the history there. But it's about your town being destroyed by the raiders, and you have to then, you've got to get vengeance. You've got to get your sword back as well, because you made a sword for the lord that you're in, that you basically are in the service of. That's it. You made a sword for him, or your dad and you made a sword for him, and then they killed your dad and stole the sword, and you've got to get the sword back. So essentially, yes. Well, I mean, they killed his entire town.
He's going to need more than a bunch of gold.
He's got a new dog now.
So
They killed his dog.
In the backyard going, there better be a briefcase full of weapons and a freaking pile of gold. Your dad will. If you were drunk telling me this story, this is bull crap.
But yeah, so essentially that's what it's about.
Also, two good games there. Like, the one is investigative, private eye kind of game. You kind of have to figure out who killed you. Is Murdered. Murdered is a very cool game, and if you want a twisted game with also a what the hell ending, play Hellblade.
Jeez, yeah, that is a rough game.
It's a mindfuck, dude.
Well, I've watched enough people doing playthroughs and just comments about the games going, yeah, this sounds rough. This thing deals with like proper mental health issues.
They actually had mental health people come and sit in on the game and say, so the developers created the game and the story, and they had the outside people from mental health places come in and say, no, this is wrong, you need to do X, Y, Z. And that's why it messes with your mind so much, because they had that outside input. But damn, it's a good game.
Yeah, I remember. Hellblade's got, what is it? Anthony Serkis. Go play Gollum.
I think so.
I think
he's in it. I don't know who.
I think so, yeah.
I haven't played it to completion there. Kez has finished it.
Because she's a brave soul.
I haven't finished it. Well, no, it's also because I was busy playing Train Simulator at the time. I was more interested in driving.
Dude, no worries. Apparently those games are remarkably relaxing.
They are. You have no idea. You have no idea how awesome it is just to sit down, drive a train down the track for no reason.
But
just
sometimes the simulators take it too far. Like, there's a lawn mowing simulator.
It doesn't make sense to me. Right, I'm going to mow this lawn now. I'm so very much seeing him looking at that window going, I think I should jump. That face says it all.
Let's just go back a bit here. There's a lot to unpack there.
There is. I think we broke him.
I think so.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, one of you. Please look up when the first lawnmower game came out. To the actual release date, please.
Kisses on it. I am busy trying to find things to uninstall because I have no space on my bloody computer again.
The only one I can find is August last year, and that's the simulator one.
So August last year, and not long after it, Omicron came out, wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
And there were threats from the Russians about invading Ukraine, and see.
Someone thought it was a good idea.
That month, August, to quote Franklin Delano Roosevelt, August 2021, a month that will live in infamy. It is the month where we officially lost all of our get up and go as a species. It's like, I do not have the
Pretty much.
energy to mow the damn lawn. I am going to
But I'll play a game mowing the lawn.
pretend to mow a lawn. I mean, they used to make fun of NASCAR, because all you do is take left-hand turns. At least there's an element of skill to it, because now
you just sit and cut the
and
grass.
sometimes you can go in a circle, and sometimes you can go in an oval.
Dude, you gotta just look
And
at the
then-
trailer. It's so fucking funny.
There's different ones as well. Like different styles and
You see, I understand farming simulator because you actually you're doing something. You're making a farm. You're buying up land. You're creating. You're laying down different. I understand farming simulator. Train simulator. People who enjoy. I mean, I played with toy trains when I was younger. With those, and I always wanted to get those electric trains, and I could never afford it because obviously I was a kid. I always wanted to play with trains like that. Now I get to do it in reality. I get to sit in the train and play on it. That makes sense. Even Satisfactory makes sense because I like to build. I like to automate shit. I like to do that. It's fun. It's kind of. It's also just like relaxing.
we're gonna sit
I
and
think-
cut the grass.
I think
What
that
the
game,
fuck? Who
it
thought
started
that
out as a
cutting grass would be
therapy
good?
tool for like janitorial stuff, or rather caretakers who got
And
fired
agoraphobes?
and could no longer look after, like they couldn't mow the field at a school anymore. And so occupational therapy,
Yeah.
they made this game so these guys could actually feel, hey, this is cool, it calms me down. And then some
Feel useful, yeah.
monotonous pile of redundant protoplasm thought it would be a good idea to it flingled one of its bits and pushed a button and because that's the sound of monotonous redundant protoplasm. And it extruded a lump of excrement and said that's my idea, and somebody with money went, we'll do it. There's this big lawnmower market. You know, people have bought it, just as a joke. Friggin' lawnmower, and you click, and then they install it. That's what it is. You know, in Futurama, those brain slugs. This is their end. This is their
Yes!
end game. Because we will have them play the game, and then
It's got 3 stars. It's free. It's free on Game Pass.
So you don't even,
yeah,
even
know
have
what?
to
I
pay
wouldn't
money
pay
for it.
money with it.
It's got 3 stars.
If it was free, they'd still have to pay me.
Yeah. Let's see what the reviews say. 2.3 out of 5.
Jesus, there's some people being remarkably
It's got to be a
harsh.
joke. The first one, not accurate enough.
The first
The
review
first one's
says
got to be a
not
joke.
accurate
Not
enough.
accurate enough. I wanted to ride on a DX700 B2 mower with a twin Alpine engine, supports a xenon roll cage demographics, but the only thing they had was a D650C in the game. Utterly unplayable. It's got to be a joke.
You are, you're taking the piss.
It's got to be. Here's another one. Has some bugs, but weirdly addictive. So I've thrown about 40 hours into this game. So far, I have 4 employees, and every time I get an achievement, I'm in the 0.98% weirdly addictive game. Can play for hours and then realize I've wasted another day, I'd say. Here's another one. Finally, I can mow without allergies. Huzzah!
Okay, see that's nice. Huzzah is a nice touch. Because up until that point, I was hearing my inner African, Zimbabwean coming out going,
Zakshire.
How did Yahtzee put it? There isn't a middle finger big enough.
Here's another one. Best game ever. Enjoying life better now.
I am lifing so much better.
By watching myself mow a lawn virtually instead of physically going out and doing it.
If you really want to go mow the lawn, dude, the garden's out there. Go for it.
If you die and you go to the other side, whatever supreme being you meet it just goes, seriously? Seriously. And they'll call over other supreme beings to look
We don't
at
want
you
you
and go,
here.
You were given the gift of existence. Of billions and trillions of atoms. You coalesced into this living being and went through school and all the hopes and dreams and to coalesce into play Lawn Mowing Simulator. And the head supreme being, Jeff is probably his name. Although it seems pointless to assign a gender to a supreme being, although you know somebody will. And unfortunately I just do it. So J, because J doesn't have a gender, so J, you can hear him it or they giggling its arse off, and they'll go, J, don't, fuck, was this your idea? Laughing like Muttley.
I can't get the laugh out.
It's close enough.
I love that.
Here's another one. Wow. Here's another one. Wow. Worst game by far. The game is an unplayable joke. I never had so much hard work where I was being told I was cutting the grass too high, where I made sure to have it on the low setting. I do gardening services for real, and this is a joke. This is a joke to it.
A real.
I would not recommend buying
So
unrealistic.
A real gardener,
Why are you playing the game?
real gardener doesn't like the game. That right
Played
there.
the game.
That should be on the box. Real gardeners don't like this game. Like imagine Train Simulator. This is a packet of codswallop. Jeff, train driver, formerly supreme being.
Train driver. There's Jeff, train driver for ScotRail or something like that. This is not realistic at all. Although, to be honest, there have been reviews from train drivers on Train Simulator, and funny enough, they're like, this game's oddly realistic. This is pretty much what we do daily.
Apparently, those were some of the most coveted
But again,
jobs you could get as being a train driver.
yeah. Engineering, or an engineer, a train engineer. It's one of the high ones.
Ghostbusters animated
quite
series, the one with the one was called the real Ghostbusters. It's the had Venkman and all the rest of them in it, and Slimer. That animated series. Did any of you ever watch it? Okay, so there was a story.
I remember.
Doesn't really watch very much of it.
It was basically about this train, and there was a ghost train, and Peter Venkman goes. Says, I always wanted to drive a train. I always wanted to be a train driver. It says, I studied engineering at school for 2 years before I realized that it had nothing to do with trains. And it's like, I didn't realize how sad and how funny at the same time that line was when I was a kid. It's like, you studied engineering for 2 years, no, for a year. And then the whole time you're sitting going, when do we get to the trains?
Driver.
When do we get to the trains? There's no trains in this. I'm done.
Never came. I got another one, by the way. Why would you even want to? Well, I saw it and thought, why? But I downloaded it because I have Game Pass. Graphics are really good, but really, lawnmowers? I have my own petrol Honda. If I want to cut the lawn, well, firstly, I'll let my wife do it.
Okay.
He went there.
Somebody's looking for a fight.
But if I really feel... He's looking for a fight, definitely. But if I really feel the need, then I'll cut it if the kids won't do it. I kind of get Farming Simulator, but even then, not really. Okay, well, so clearly, it's like you can see that dude is joking up a storm there. I mean, I don't understand this game.
To each their own.
The reviews just
whatever.
prove it.
After this long ass rant, to each their own. The best game
Yeah.
review.
Yeah.
Is there anything?
The best game
Sorry.
review I
No,
ever
you
saw
go
on
first.
Steam was I can't remember what the game was. I just remember that somebody in ASCII text, as their review, had done this. So that was their review. I was like, that's genius. That's absolute genius. So yes, is there anything?
It doesn't have to be new. It can be old. Is there any game that you're looking forward to playing after you've finished playing Control?
It's that thing of I get stuck in that thing again where I go, okay, so now we've done this thing. What next? What I am looking forward to is that very soon all our stuff from South Africa is like, it's here now, so eventually it will arrive. And I'll have the great joy of unpacking all that stuff. And in there is my tower case. So now I'm curious to see when I unpack the tower case. Is it still in working order?
Broken.
That's my big freaking fear. I go, okay, is it gonna work now? I mean, because I don't know how much stuff I can still run on the damn thing because I'm using a laptop. It was a very, very nice gift that I was given from work before I left and headed north. They gave me a Dell G15. And this is like supposed to be
Decent laptop.
And so I get the thing and I install Control on it, and Control said, yeah, we'll let you run everything on medium settings. I was like, but it's G15. What?
Clearly it isn't.
Right. I was doing that thing with it was like what Toothless does in How to Train Your Dragon. It goes, and it's going, dude, why medium?
But why?
And then I started wondering, how strong is your freaking? Because this laptop, graphics-wise and stuff, is more powerful than my shot tower case. I'm pretty sure. And so I'm going, how the hell? What does this game look like when you run it on maximum settings? I mean, does it literally, like, do you just fill your pants and just like, oh, and lose the ability to speak for 10 minutes? I mean, the annoying thing about really good graphics is that your brain eventually adjusts, and then the really good graphics looks normal to you. So when you buy the super duper 100-inch TV powerful enough for the universal supreme being, and then after a while you get used to it, and then all you do is look at other stuff and go, yeah, see, that looks like cock. If I have to...
That's Karen all the way. To be honest, she's got this thing where if a game's graphics are like, I mean, she will not play Final Fantasy VII, the one that I play, the original Final Fantasy VII. She will not play it because
pixelated.
It's pixelated.
You know, there's a whole section of
like,
gaming now.
Fucking hell! Yeah, she won't play Minecraft for that exact reason because it's pixelated.
No, it's not just that. I tried Minecraft and no, it's not really for me.
No, it's only because everyone was like running around like headless chickens. I don't know what the hell they were doing.
I think that was the original name.
Orders were being barked, and she was like, "I can't do this," and she left.
Yeah, it's like we have no idea what we're doing.
The game. And then she plays Valheim though, and that's heavily pixelated. So not heavily, but it is slightly pixelated. So she plays that at least.
Oh.
But she will not play games that are old. She if it's like Final Fantasy VII.
Old games. I just don't like Final Fantasy because I played
Stardew Valley. Would you play that?
Yes.
As pixelated as it is.
Yes. But I played games like Monkey Island and King's Quest and stuff like that. So I play some old games. It's just the Final Fantasy that I'm not a big fan of.
I don't get it.
Bless you.
Gesundheit.
No, don't stand on my keyboard.
Gesundheit.
You can't stand on my keyboard.
Just do this.
No. Okay.
Yeah, stops your sneeze from coming. It's kind of weird. It actually works.
Wait.
You look like
Well,
a fucking idiot,
it
but
is
it
the
works.
face that you don't want to see at the window when you're 3 in the morning. You look out the window. He's scratching at the glass.
Yeah, no, we're trying to find a
You
place
felt
of our own.
with the talking about people standing by the windows. How have you felt adjusting to the no bars on the windows and the
Wow.
short edges?
It took me a while. I mean,
Yeah, it does.
like I'll close the windows.
You can see into
Yeah, like
people's
I'll
houses.
close the windows and it's like there's no alarms. Well, we have an alarm on the house, but it's like the way it was explained to me by a friend, and it made perfect sense. My brain clicked into it immediately. Thankfully, was my front door is the defense on my house. There's no, because we live in this apartment, and it's you go up a flight of stairs, and there's our apartment. The ground floor section is somebody else's place. We have the thing here. So I was like, close the windows, huh? Yeah. There are no locks on those windows. Yeah. I take heart in the fact that if somebody was going to break in, it's easier to take out the guy on the ground floor.
Yeah.
Why?
That's
go up
us.
a flight
We
of
are on the ground
stairs,
floor.
You can stay on the ground floor, and there's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just hoping. That's not burglary after all. That's just hoping. If you knock on the one door, go into the, nah, it's got here. I'll go upstairs. And then, no, it's got here. I'll go up another flight of stairs. Like after a while, there's got to be the other burglar going, listen, Fred, you got to do research, man. This going up and down flights of stairs, you know it's not good for my back. I mean, I'm 22. My knees can't handle this kind of strain anymore. I mean, I wasn't built for it.
It's that dude
No, I'm
from...
22. I'm 22, and I'm addicted to crack. I can't climb stairs.
Play Lawn Mowing
No,
Simulator
it's
all
that
day
dude
long. I
from
mean, I
Die
can't
Hard.
go up and down a flight of stairs. Jeff, you know this.
I'm too old for this.
Yes, I'm too old for this shit.
3 days from retirement, you know I can't do that.
Yeah,
But I mean, like, the stuff that I got used to.
exactly.
Like I said, the world moves slower here, and things are more quiet. I mean,
Yeah.
if I look out my window, there's this big field, this big farming field, which was hilarious because the day we arrived to view the place, green, lovely green. We come back to move in, it's all brown. I was like what was
Well, that's
this
what happens.
marketing? Like, we see the marketing field, and they went, no, in fact, they've fallen for it. Let them move in, and then there's everything is dead. But I mean, like, at first
it's
I
not
was
dead, it's
really
body, it's grown.
uncomfortable with this field because in my head I was going, that's where the zombies will come from. I've seen movies, but what I love is it's on my window here. There's this weird walled off section, and I don't know who the hell it belongs to. It's this triangular piece of ground, and it's been walled off. And I was like, what?
Does someone live there?
It's this English triangle, which actually does exist. But that's an entirely other story. There's a thing called the Vanishing Triangle. It's where over a space of, I think it's been the last 20 years, 9 people have disappeared. It's just vanished. And like there's that one person's body was found, and then the rest all gone. But anyway, so I've got this doorway to hell sitting outside my door, this triumvirate of paved-in wonderment. And I go, okay, so if I was to just one day start leaving random objects where people go, there's stuff in the triangle. Can we phone someone? I don't know. Do you know who owns it? I don't know who owns it. And just eventually a tent. And then the tent moves around. And then the tent disappears. And then a pole. And then the pole gets shorter. And then there's a small flag on it for a country that doesn't exist. make it in a toll booth with no one in it. Like it looks like it was transported for another place. And I love it's that sort of weirdness where you go,
Screw with people's
am I
mind.
seeing this or is it just Oh, here's the fun part. One night we thought we were being attacked by aliens.
He's standing on your keyboard. He's going to stuff something up, Angel. And I mean recording-wise.
What now?
Or sound-wise.
Sound-wise.
And the cat's just gone and screwed up the
geez,
sound on Kiz's.
So anyway, yeah,
It's
one
fine
night
now.
I thought we were being attacked
it's
by
just her
aliens. Because see, outside our window is the Boyne River. It's one of the most well-known rivers in Ireland. The Boyne River flows past Newgrange and all those places. But Newgrange is an ancient Neolithic site. It's older than the pyramids. And so one night, it's about 1:30 in the morning, Claire wakes me up. And she said she's freaking out because she also woke up and what she heard was this. There is light streaming in through the windows. And we're like, what? And I was like, keep in mind, I'm not the most pleasant human being when I'm in the middle of a work week, period. This, what you're seeing now, is Vic not at work. Vic at work is...
Demon eyes.
So, I've only had like 2 hours of sleep at this point. And Claire's freaking out. And I mean, she got woken up by this. What are you talking about? And so naturally, the sound is sort of, and the light is sort of moved off by the time I'm awake. I'm like, what's going on? And we look out the window and we can see these lights moving up and down by the water. Not in the water, above the water, moving back and forth. And I remember thinking, what? And we can hear voices yelling in the dark. And eventually, this was how we found out that the Boyne River has a river rescue unit. Some white waffle fell in the river.
Fell in.
And so that we heard was a rescue helicopter that had parked
It's a
itself
helicopter.
right above our house. And the searchlight was shining basically around our house, and that's what the light was. And the lights there were people with torches running up and down looking for essence of stupid that had fallen in the water. And I mean, it's very simple. Land, water. They don't look good. And it's a boom, splash. And what we eventually figured out is people said we found him, and I said, oh good, they rescued him. Can I go kill him now? And I remember saying to my missus, love, I seriously doubt it's aliens. And if the Russians were going to invade Ireland, I don't think they'd start
They
in
wouldn't come
Canada.
here.
Maybe kilometers, but not never. So
Yeah, exactly.
Very interesting neighborhood. It's very, like I said, it's very quiet. And it took me a while to get used to things. The idea of walking somewhere was last weekend.
Yeah.
My wife and I walked to the pub. Well, it was a restaurant that happened to have a bar. We were watching Ireland versus France. We had a few pints. Well, I had a Guinness and a Copperberg, I think it is. The Copperberg here, by the way, the bottles are bigger, which is dangerous because it tastes just like cool drink.
Yeah,
It's dangerous.
much bigger.
So we went there, had a thing, and then
It's
we
very
walked
dangerous, yes.
out. And I was like,
Yeah.
I could do this. It never crossed my mind, walk somewhere and do a thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about walking there or back.
For a while, it
getting
is
mugged
quite
on,
dangerous because the violence against women went up through the roof. So I was always terrified if Claire has to go walk somewhere. And when I say through the roof, that like there were very few cases, and suddenly there were 6 in a week. So that's a big freaking deal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big, especially up in the UK.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't expect it up in the UK.
There's
whereas
that.
As South Africa, that's like
I
the
feel
norm.
safe here. It wasn't this massive thing. I mean, originally I thought,
Yeah.
shit, there are no fences, there's no electrified fences, there's no motion sensors, no cameras. A friend of mine said to me, look, you can put in surveillance cameras. You can do it, but the thing is, if you start putting too much security on your house, you make yourself a target. Because the first question is, what are you hiding? So that was interesting.
Exactly, yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
yeah, the only surveillance cameras we have is for our cats to check in on them. The only surveillance cameras we have is for our cats. Because we've got 2.
We used to work from home, but we recently changed jobs, and now we have to go into the office. And they're not really used to being by themselves. They've gotten used to it now. Because even in South Africa, Ziff was always home, or his mom was always there, so there was always someone around. And now both of us are not at home, and you kind of worry because what if something goes wrong and you don't know, and you come home to something. So that's why we got the cameras, and they're set up for motion and sound, so we can just check on them if something goes wrong.
Not that they care.
Using Raspberry Pi, it's become my new favorite thing. So I'm currently I'm in the process of building a Raspberry Pi webcam that it does not screw around. I mean, the mods that you can get for this thing, it costs the same as the Logitech Brio, and it's more powerful than a Logitech Brio. I think it's like 12.7 megapixel camera. It's like a Sony thing, and you strap this thing together, you put it all together, and like it'll work like a professional camera. And there's a whole rig you get for it. It's okay, you plug it in here, and it's just. I was looking at this thing, going, this thing has a night vision scope on it. That was the main reason I wanted to get it. I wanted to get a night vision scope because these things are too expensive. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be a bit bulky and whatnot, but the fact that you can build these things, I was going, this is true Blue MacGyver stuff. I mean, just the idea of you build the thing, and I was going, I have camera that sees in the dark, and that was another brilliant thing I saw. It was an infrared spotlight. It is the freakiest thing in the world. You switch it on with standard security night vision cameras. You switch the thing on, it looks like daytime because only that camera can see it. And just
He's like,
I was going, ooh. Me like you a lot. So yeah, I mean, getting into like just seeing technology in a different way. I had to buy a Leatherman that doesn't have a knife on it because you can't carry a knife in Ireland. I actually want to go through the police station, which isn't called that here. It's called the Guards. Its real name is Angarde Síochána, which means Guardians of the Peace, which I think is the best name I've ever heard for a police force. So I have to go to the guard station and say, okay, so this thing that I've ordered has got a saw blade on it. Is this going to be an issue? Because if it is, I have to order a replacement thing that I'll put on myself, and so I'll have 2 files on my Leatherman rather than 1, because I cannot carry my wave around here. If you get stopped by the police, gone. Forever. And I bought that thing back in 2002. It's the original Leatherman wave. I'm not losing it. So that's the thing. I mean, I collected knives for a very long time, and all that stuff we had to leave behind in South Africa. Like, we're getting it slowly and bringing it over, but it's this thing of it'll stay in a locked cabinet as per the laws. And I mean, the amount of reading we did, that it's like let's face it, the Claire did, because she researched the hell out of this. It's like, under this section of the Weapons and Firearms Act, the following is true, bada boom, bada bing, bada bum. And so, just getting things like that, where you go, okay, so I need a Leatherman that doesn't have a knife on it. Okay, cool. And so it's like all these different steps, but once the stuff is done, it's done.
Which doesn't make sense to me in certain aspects, because we've got sharper kitchen knives than some of the knives that
somebody will
are
notice you walking around with a butcher's knife.
Well, I mean, not necessarily. You know, you've got little fillet knives that are like that big.
You're one of those little Victorinox ones. It says if you haven't cut yourself with one of these, you haven't.
Exactly.
If you own one and you haven't cut yourself with one of these things, you haven't owned one. That's exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, it's like you can get tiny little knives like that with the little fillet knives. They're actually designed for filleting fish and stuff like that. You can walk around with one of those.
But this is the thing. I mean,
you shouldn't be, but you can purchase one and put it in your kitchen.
The
It's like
thing
it's a
that
kitchen
I
knife.
enjoy is like it's not the adjusting to a new system. I'm not trying to find ways to gank the system. That is one thing I do enjoy.
Exactly.
I mean, being a geek out here, it's a little bit more.
Yeah, you're not trying to find weaponry and protect yourself.
Exactly. But by the same token, it's a bit more relaxed here. I found my local geek shop. It's called Reroll, which I think is a great name. And the dude who works there, Tony,
Nice.
he said, we were talking to him, he says, oh, do you like that role-playing system? Yeah, the guys who make it live in the next town over. That's where it's from. It's like, it's not a screw-around game either. It's like it's a Doctor Who game or something. I was going, holy crap, okay.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Well, I mean, we can visit Rockstar if we want to. It's an hour and a half
knock
drive
on the
away
door
from
and
us.
go, so listen, about
No,
the sequel
less.
for Bully, can you get off your ass?
Yeah, basically, because Rockstar's headquarters are in Edinburgh, so we can just take a drive up to Edinburgh and just like, hey,
Might
let's
be
go to
only what you
Rockstar.
think.
Yeah, just
I
go and
didn't
visit
know this. I
Rockstar.
thought like Rockstar games, you'd think it's American.
No, that's what I thought as well for a long time until I realized Rockstar's headquarters are here in the UK. They're actually in Scotland.
Unreal. That did not.
Because I was looking at it and it was Kez who actually noticed it.
No, it wasn't me. It was Zip's sister-in-law because she wanted to apply for a job there.
Oh, yes, that's right. Okay, so Rockstar Inc. It was an American or is an American publisher, by the looks of things, that are based in New York City. They're a
I
subsidiary
think
of
it's just
Take-Two.
an office here. I don't think it's their
Yeah, I think it's one of their main offices, not their headquarters. The headquarters is in New York. My mistake. Correction.
Okay.
I made mistake. Made little boo-boo. But there is a Rockstar office here. I'm just gonna find it quickly.
He punched the mic.
Rockstar International is in London. Then there's Rockstar Lincoln, which is obviously in Lincoln. And then Rockstar London, which is obviously in London. Then there's Edinburgh Rockstar. They work. The reason why Edinburgh Rockstar is so important is because they're the Grand Theft Auto guys. They're the ones who work on Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
It says here they work on Manhunt and Grand Theft Auto.
So the two most
Massachusetts is
infamous
the one
of
that
their
works on
ones,
Bully.
Of their releases, you can blame the Scottish for that.
No, yeah, but it says here the Grand Theft Auto series. So it looks like Toronto are responsible for Grand Theft Auto 4, Lost and Damned, Ballad of Gay Tony, and 5. I'm assuming that the Grand Theft Auto series from Rockstar North is basically just the umbrella, because you see Rockstar North on every single Grand Theft Auto, on every single Grand Theft Auto that comes out. You've got Rockstar North on it. So I assume that means that there must be the umbrella for all the Grand Theft Autos.
Yeah,
Not that one.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's very cool.
Oh, there's also a Rockstar in Dundee. So all the fucking way up north, there's another Rockstar.
Somewhere where it rains.
Dundee? No, at the moment it's covered in
It's
snow.
not Dundee.
Aberdeen, you thinking?
It's a place in Scotland that also there's a place in I think it's New Zealand that has the same name.
Perth?
Probably.
I only remember because Billy
But
Connolly
yes,
does a joke
Perth is
about it,
Perth
that
is
it
both in
rains
England and in.
so much. It's like drizzle.
It is Dundee. I think there is a Dundee in
Do
Australia.
you know there's a Perth? That's all I know.
Yeah, but there is a Dundee in Australia as far as I know as well. It's where Crocodile Dundee comes from. Anyway, yeah, it's about that time. So we have to. Jesus, cat.
Kitty wants attention. Kitty wants
He has
attention.
zoomies.
No, he's
got
just got zoomies
zoomies.
actually. So he's on play mode.
But yeah, I mean, if I think about it, games that I should actually...
But anyway,
I should definitely at some point get off my ass and play Monkey Island 1 and 2. Because
yeah,
it's Monkey Island 1 and
definitely.
2, it's kind of required reading. But like what I end up doing half the time
It
when
is required
I
reading,
don't
yeah.
have the time to actually play the games, what I'll do is I'll go online and there's a group called Gamatics, I think it is, and Little Gamers Playground does a good job as well. What they do is they make game movies out of the game where they'll take the important stuff with gameplay and the cutscenes and loop it into a film. So like with Modern Warfare and those, they usually run about 3 to 4 hours long and they run as a movie. And so, yeah, you don't have to go through the graft of actually dealing with the game. Yeah, you can actually just sit back and watch it like a movie. And that's what I did with half of the time when I was busy trying to just learn stuff about games. Or just watch them and enjoy them. I mean, that's what I did with the Modern Warfare series because it runs like a really good movie, those 3 games. This is like an awesome action sort of thing.
It does,
and it feels deeply ironic considering what's happening north of the border. Or northeast of the border.
South now, isn't it?
It needs to be Ukraine. Yeah.
Ukraine, it's
So-
south. That's south, it's not north anymore. we're up very high north. Ukraine is down
Okay, cool.
south.
So I failed my geography roll there.
I'm just gonna confirm that, but I'm pretty damn sure it's down south because I checked the. I remember I was. People were saying, "Oh, the Ukraine. Oh, no one in the world knows where Ukraine is." I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's like south of most of us, and it is south. I'd say south east. Basically, it's southeast is where it is. So basically, you go down and to the right like so. So it is definitely south of us.
So Monkey Island, I think
Not all the way south.
I want to give Prey another go to see if I can actually get through the thing.
You do.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got sick of the
sorry?
cups attacking me.
Oh yeah, just hopefully they'll trade it up and it'll be
I got
chairs.
sick of those cups attacking me.
Dustbin attacked me.
Ah, you are blessed.
Yeah, that's every South African's nightmare when a dustbin attacks you.
Actually enough, funny enough, there was a guy called Arthur Goldsmith. He is like South Africa's foremost knowledgeable person on urban legends, specifically South African ones. He's written a series of books on it. And Goldstuck, I think it's Arthur Goldstuck, that's his name. He wrote a series of books, and like one of them is about the story of the man in the dustbin. And it was one of the urban myths that came out during the 2010 World Cup that guys would hide in the dustbins that were put out after they were emptied, and then you would take them back into your yard, and that's how they would burglarize you. And I'm going, if you come to fetch your bin and you don't notice that it now weighs 40 kilos more than when you left it outside, you deserve to be
robbed.
Because that's next level stupid. That's not just failing your spot roll, that's failing the entire party spot roll. That's like, you're not a ranger, you're not a rogue, you are civilian peasant. You don't get to join
Yeah,
the party.
exactly. You are so stupid. It's like you've got to be so dense if you don't kind of figure out that, wait, there's something wrong. Did they take the rubbish out? Because when we're about to take the bins in, like sometimes you can't see that the bins have been emptied because they're all flat. So, you don't see. So you grab the bin and you start putting it like, wait, this is a bit heavy. So you open it up to check if there's anything in it. That's the logical
You would
thing
think.
to do.
But a lot of people don't think.
No, a lot of people don't think. They're just.
I think we
not
need to start
thinking.
calling it uncommon sense. It ain't
Exactly. Definitely, uncommon sense makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, we've got to call it
Oh,
now,
shit.
bro. So unfortunately, that means it's time for us because it's been over an hour. Actually, been over an hour.
This has been a lot of
which is
fun,
really
you
long
guys.
for us. It has been. It's been quite enjoyable.
Before you run away.
Before you run away, though, you have to plug yourself.
Oh, well, I attended Juilliard. I'll be performing at the National Gallery. Well, yeah, I mean, my platforms stay the same. They've been rather quiet for quite some time now because, well, it's getting used to this and moving up north. But yeah, I mean, you can find me on YouTube. Just look for Vittorio Leonardi. The last thing I posted was my one-man show from just before the lockdown hit. So I decided let's make it available for people to watch and get some geek humor while they're stuck at home. And it was called It's All Geek to Me.
And it's really funny.
Oh, good.
It's really funny.
And you're not just saying that.
Nope, she's
quotable
not saying
quote. Yeah, I mean, the plan is now getting into the comedy scene here in Ireland. Probably be doing a lot of stuff hopefully in Dublin or Navan or wherever I find gigs. And yeah, because at the moment just getting used to the rhythm of working a proper 9 to 5 again, going back into work. Because I mean, the job that I do, I can't work from home. Everything I do it's there at work. It can't be done any other way. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much me. I mean, you can find me on Twitter, Facebook. Just look for @VittorioLeo. That'll be for Facebook and for Twitter. And yeah, find me on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram on @VTheJester. And I think I still have a Snapchat account, although I haven't looked at it in many moons. You know, when Khloe Kardashian said that it wasn't the thing to be done, then I just had to go. I love that some warmless twit can say something and everybody goes, oh, okay. And then that's the end of an app. I mean, you know. If only.
That's how it works, though.
Well, and on the other hand, I can also recommend a bunch of different series of books that if you're just looking for the book equivalent of watching an action movie. There's an Australian author called Matthew Riley, and that's the style that he writes in. It's this relentless pace. And he wrote one series called The Seven Ancient Wonders, the Jack West Jr. series. And it's basically this guy called Jack West Jr. He is a treasure hunter, essentially, and gets involved in this very interesting globe-trotting series of books. Obviously, there's 7 books. I'm on the second last book now. And then he also wrote another series called the Scarecrow series, which is Captain Shane Schofield, the Scarecrow. He's First Marine Reconnaissance. So he's written a whole bunch of standalone books as well, but yeah, Matthew Riley I can highly recommend. And yeah, that's where I am right now as I look at my strange bookshelf, which has got books about Ireland's history, the Winnie the Pooh cookbook, which I highly recommend because it's written in the way the characters speak. There's Dean Koontz.
Banned in certain countries.
There's a murder mystery book called by Leif G.W. Pearson, Frankie Boyle. Call of Cthulhu starter set because I wanted to get a dice set of some sort and things that I've been GMing Call of Cthulhu for like the last 18 years on and off. So I thought I may as well get one of the books related to it at some point. You know, see what it's got to say. Yeah. And yeah, that's essentially me. I mean, at the moment, it's I live more off social media than on. If you want to know what's happening in my life, follow my wife. She's the one who puts the posts out there, and people are like, "Hey, Vic, it's nice to know you're still alive." It's like, "Oh shit, you got my number. Reach out, say hello." You know, just
one call.
But I mean, yeah, we carry on. I have my lovely Mao, my human. I have 3 cats that tolerate me and tell me what I need to do with my life, and tell me to go to work because cat litter is important to a cat. And it's good. It's good being a geek, and it's nice having these things of just like, hey, I've got my geek life, and I've got my man cave in this box room at the top of the stairs, and this lovely view, and I have friends, and there are geeks in the world that do amazing things. So it's a good place to be. It's a nice place to be. My life is a lot about finding out what enough is, and so
Exactly.
is this enough?
Indeed.
If you can say yes with all honesty, then congratulations, you have found Zen-like happiness. And I'm still looking for it. If you see mine, please let me know. It'll be easy to spot. It's the one carrying a big batch of chicken cacciatore with it.
We'll send it via
yeah,
post.
Too. It's just
It'll actually get there.
Royal Mail approved.
But yeah, so that has been our podcast extended to 42 minutes or hour 42 minutes. It's
That's
unbelievable.
fine.
It's Vittorio. He's good at making us talk for a long time. So, well, thanks again for joining us, Vittorio. It's been wonderful having you on our podcast. Guys, that's where you can see where you can follow Mr. Vittorio all over the place. And if you're up here in the UK, go and check out one of his shows. He'll more than likely be up here in Scotland at some point to come and do a few shows here as well. So definitely check him out. Angel, you got anything interesting to add? She never does. Never does. The day that she actually nods and says something, I'll be surprised. At this point, she has nothing interesting to say at the end of any podcast except shaking her head.
Be nice.
So,
Yay!
there you go, kitty. She's got shit tons of those. But guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't like the video, hit that thumbs down button. Tell us why on both. Give us advice. Give us anything if you want to give us shit. We don't mind because we don't hide comments. Guys, hit the subscribe button if you really liked us because, you know, it's us and it's what we do. And as always, remember...
Kiki.
Keep it geeky!